Hello and welcome to our next episode. In the last video we installed Vue and finished setting up our first project, and in today's video we will talk about reactivity, attribute binding and some simple event handlers. So let's get started. In this example we have the state, and when we click on this button we want to change the value between active and deactive or inactive. So let's get into it. For now it's hard-coded, so let's start by extracting it to a variable called state, and to use this variable in our template we can do double curly braces and our variable name, and to prove it's working let's just change its value, and yes, it's working. Now when we click on this button we want to change this to inactive, and for this we need to add an event listener to our button, and in Vue we can do it by adding a v on directive followed by a colon and the event we want to listen to. And there are a lot of events that you can use, but in this case we need to use click, and we will create this toggle function, and it will be an arrow function, and we want to change state to inactive. Let's give it a try, and it's not working. The reason it's not working because our state variable is not reactive and Vue is not tracking its value. To make it reactive there are a few ways in Vue, and in this video we'll take a look at a couple of them. And the first one is called Reactive, and it's imported from Vue. It's basically storing the values in an object. Let's call it status and give it a value of true, and now we need to use the status. Let's do it. State that status here and state that status here, but we need to, since it's true, we can negate its value. State that status, and as you can see it's true. Now when we click on it it should be false. Since we can use any JavaScript expression here, let's use ternary operator and do, if it's true let's display active, and if it's not let's display inactive. Yes. Now let's take a look at another one called ref. It's also imported from Vue, and it supports primitive values too, so we can do true like this, but to access its value it has a single property called value, and we need to use it like this, but in this template we can just use state and it should work the same. Now let's say we want to change our text color based on our state. For this let's wrap our text in a span, and we can actually give it a class. Now let's create our classes. When it's active let's change its color to green, and when it's inactive let's make the color red. Now we can use these classes like this, but not green, it's actually supposed to be active. Now it's green. Now how can we toggle between these classes? Let's format it so it's easier to read. You might think that we can use the double curly braces syntax here, but actually we can't because it will be a string. Now to make it work we need to add v-bind directive, and now anything we type here is a JavaScript expression, and there's actually a shorthand for this which is just colon, and there's also a shorthand for the event handlers, which is just add symbol and the event. Now, since we can use any JavaScript expression here, we can use the same logic here and check if the value is active, then we can use, the value is true, we can use the active class, and if it's not, we can use the inactive class, which should make it red and green. Right now, this might be a little hard to read, and in the next video we'll take a look at computed properties and it will solve this problem. Thank you for watching and see you guys in the next one.